guys, how's it going? Dex here for a lesson on a very heavily requested topic, which is the slide technique, which is the technique I use on my bass drum to get 2 consecutive strokes at a fast tempo. So, let's explain what's going on. Now, if I just play the technique slowly, you can see my foot is moving up the pedal. So it's starting off low down the pedal to play 1 stroke, and then I move up the pedal, or slide, which is where the slide technique name comes from, and I'm playing the 2nd stroke higher up the pedal. So what we're doing though is there's a couple of little things to touch on just there to make it a little bit more efficient. So the 1st stroke, low down the pedal. What we're doing is we're doing what we call an ankle stroke, which is where you're moving your ankle. So you can see on my little foot camera down there. There you go. I'm just tapping on top of the pedal with my kind of ankle moving. You can see on the top here, my knee isn't moving. So we're just moving with our ankle just there. And that's the exact technique you'd use if you play heel down. So if your heel is on the bottom of the pedal, just down there, you can see by playing just a normal stroke, which is a heel down stroke, you're using that ankle motion. So you're doing that exact same motion, but this time with your heel in the air. So you're lifting your foot up and then trying to play a heel down stroke and try and keep your leg as still as possible. And that is your 1st stroke just there. And then for the 2nd stroke, you're sliding up the pedal into a new pivot point and you're playing up the top of the pedal, the full weight of your leg stomping. So that's a full stomp on the top of the pedal just there. And you can see on the top here, my knee is moving because my whole leg is incorporated into that stroke. So again, little ankle stroke, low down the pedal, sliding up the pedal, playing that full big stroke at the top. And you can see up here, you can see my knee isn't moving again for the 1st stroke, and then all of a sudden my leg drops down to play that ankle stroke. So that is what you should be looking for when you're playing this stroke, looking that your knee is up and then your knee goes down. If your knee is going up and down like this, you're doing 2 stomps, you're doing it wrong. So it should be ankle stroke, so knee staying where it is, sliding up the pedal, knee drops down to get that stomp just there. Now to get that a little bit faster, start off obviously slowly, tap, sliding up, and then you've got your stomp, but gradually get that a little bit quicker by trying to force your foot up the pedal, and it should be sliding. You're not leaving the pedal. Your foot should always be in contact with the footboard at all times. So you're trying to push your foot up the pedal, and you can think of it as like forward motion. You're pushing and trying to push it. So you get that little kind of do-do, and you should get 2 strokes, and it should be very uncontrolled to start with, so that's absolutely fine. But gradually what you're going to do is you're going to learn to control that rebound, and this is a lot to do with your spring tension, pulling the pedal back, and you're trying to catch it on the 2nd stroke. So you're pushing it down, then as the board, so if I imagine this is, you imagine this is my foot coming down, this is my footboard just here, as you push it down, it will go down, and on its way back up, you're grabbing it for that 2nd stroke. So you've got the 1st stroke, and you're grabbing it on the way up. So you're sliding up the footboard just like that. And that there is the slide technique. So that's the one that I use all the time. So, and this is one, this actually got shown to me first by my cousin, so Joseph Sully. So he gave me a lesson when I first started playing the drums. It was, we're in his basement for about 6 hours, and he showed me loads of cool stuff. And I was just like, wow, this instrument's awesome. So I really fell in love with the instrument in that instance. And he showed me this technique, and he says, if there's nothing else you learn on the drums today, this is possibly the most important thing I'm going to show you. And it was very right. I've got to say, this is one thing that's changed my playing an awful lot. And then the second person that showed this to me was Jeff Rich, who used to play for Status Quo. And he was doing a masterclass in the local area, and I went down a bit early, and he let me sit on his drum kit. I played in front of him, which I was so nervous about. And then he actually sat down, and he showed me this technique, and he told me again, this is one of these techniques that will change your playing. So it's well worth trying to get this one right, because you can incorporate it into everything, any style. So again, samba. So you can see I'm using it just there. Rock. Pop music. Jazz. So you can see you can bring it in there. Anywhere you need to get 2 consecutive strokes. Metal. I'm using it in there to get all those linear stuff, all the stuff that metal guys would play with 2 feet. So using a double bass pedal for. So I just learned it with 1 foot using this technique. Really useful technique. So I can't stress how important this one is to try and get, guys. It's well worth putting some serious time into, and it will change your playing. And like I say, sometimes it does take serious time. Some of you guys might get it quite quickly, which is fine. Some of you guys, it might take a little bit longer. I had to spend months on this. Months. It was one of those. But I got it, and now for the rest of my life, this is something I'm going to be able to do. It was well worth me spending those few months trying to get it. So I hope you guys have some fun with that. Seriously awesome technique. I'm going to do some more lessons on this now, in how to incorporate this into your playing a little bit. So that's the kind of basic stroke. It's worth spending some time on. But again, I'm going to go into some more exercises to try and develop that a little bit further and try and apply it in your playing as well. So anytime you need 2 strokes, nice and quick, that's the technique you want to try and go for. There's other ones. There's a pivot technique. There's the heel toe technique. There's various ones you do. There's a swivel technique. These are all kind of different sides of the same coin. You can try and learn all of them. I've tried to learn quite a few of them, but I always seem to go back to this one. This one works for me. I've shown this to some students. They've gone for the heel toe instead. Go check that one out. But like I say, this is the one that works for me, and I hope it works for you as well. I'll see you guys later.